Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shot Tank. And first and foremost, I would just like to thank Cade Cunningham for waking up in the second quarter. Real close to making me look like a huge dumbass, both financially, emotionally, spiritually, all the things. There we go. We got Gilbert in the house. Let's go. Gilbert Reese is here. We got JBB and AJB. TST right now it was already international in my mind as a Canadian, but is now crossing an ocean. We won't see him for a little bit. And I'm not going to give you any more details because I'll let him share that with you. You know, I'm not going to share his information. But we got John and Jeb here. John, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good, dude. I think I'm not connected correctly here.
I can confirm that. You're not. Jeb, how are you? Well, I'll check in with Jeb while you plug the mic in. Jeb, what's going on?
Feeling a little better because I had 75% Cade and things looked really rough at the beginning there. So I was ready to just call it a day. But
he's woken up.
He's waking up.
He's woken up. Yeah, I my entire livelihood is tied to Cade Cunningham tonight, and I think he had 2 points at the end of the first quarter, and I was like, man, I at least need you to get to 20 just to like salvage it a little bit. But he woke up. He woke up in the second quarter. This is what we're gonna do today. We'll still talk. Actually, John, let's check in with John's mic. Let's go. We'll go full screen here with John. John, how's the mic doing?
I don't think the mic works yet.
No, it's not bad though. That's a little bit better.
Sounds better.
It's a little bit better. So I figured today we'll talk a little bit of like just kind of Sorare, the in-season tournament. We have the second game week of that coming up on Friday. We just talk Sorare in general, but let's like kick it off a little bit, a little old school. Victor Wembanyama came. Also, I feel like every media person right now on Twitter is like, it's Wembanyama, not Wembanyama. I feel like I was like, guys, relax. Like, why? Why? Let's relax. There are other things we can plant our flag on. Let's like relax right now about making sure Richard Jefferson is saying Wembanyama.
But I mean, personally, I just call him Victor. You know, him and
it's Vic.
Yeah,
Vicky.
Vic.
But the Vic and the rest of the rookie class. Well, that's not even true. The top rookie class of Wembanyama. We had Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, the Thompson twins. That's it, right? It's those. And Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
All hit the NBA Top Shot Marketplace, and it was buzzing. It was buzzing. Now we had the Pack Marketplace up and running. So this is like the first pack drop we've had where the Pack Marketplace was a little spicier than normal because people were trying to get the Wemby drop. Jeb, I know you partook. John, you sat it out, but you were still crunching the numbers on the calc, right?
How are we sounding here? Are we back to normal or no?
It sounds like if you were deep throating an aquarium.
Well, I am a bit sick. If that's what.
All right, it might be that. It might be here. It might be that.
I could try to fix this. The AirPods went through the wash, and so they take a little bit of time to get back to normal. They do bounce back to normal. I don't know if you guys have ever lost yours through the washing machine yet, but
sure have.
Don't give up on them. Don't give up on them. After a week, they might be a little squirrely.
But air them out
back to normal. Yeah, they'll get back to normal.
That basically describes your Top Shot experience in general, right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's look. So I did some numbers, of course. We always run the numbers around here. And things. So this whole thing is basically contingent on the Wemby value, right? Because everything else is like, not that great. But I was projecting Wemby to be around the 200 range. Obviously it's higher than that in the 300s. And I don't really know why, to be honest. Maybe that's something fun we could talk about. But other than that, I can share the screen here and we can take.
Yeah, sure. Pop the screen up.
Some EVs,
And just in case, you're a Sorare bro and you're not familiar too much. So these were $79 packs and it guaranteed you one of these rooks. And then obviously the Vic and the Chet were the ones that are staying above board while the rest of them are down in the lower echelons.
Yeah, so these are the numbers that kind of matter here. I kind of just take a blend of low ask, average sale, high offer, all that stuff, and get to that. So current expected value of a headliner pack is $93 based off a $79 price tag, which is pretty good. But yeah, obviously
bad.
everything's totally contingent on the Wimby. I think I had the Wimby projected for about 200, which would then have made the packs about break even. So
And the packs
anyways,
are going for 110 right now on the marketplace.
Nice.
So
yeah, so definitely a bit of an overspend in the marketplace, especially because the number one is already pulled, right? That big one.
Right, that just
The
got
big chase
pulled.
card.
yeah, that was
Veerman
crazy to
blew up that
see.
dude's spot.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I love.
He handled it really well, though. I will say
He
that.
did handle it really well. He handled it really well because that. I mean, obviously we don't condone hate crimes here, but I had felt like he could have full torched on Canadians after after Bierman just kind of put him on blast like that.
He's like,
I
shout
also
out,
think it's
to this
it's
guy.
asinine that the oh sorry.
Oh, go for it. Go for it.
No, I just think it's asinine that they said the fair market value is like $13,000 or something. Like, why are we just making shit up at this point? Like, I don't think
I mean,
anybody's paid
people are still paying.
$13,000.
People are still paying like $10K for like LeBron jersey matches and stuff. $13,000 for a serial one. Like, there's someone out there who'll pay that.
Do you know what I thought was kind of interesting about all this? So for those that don't know, they were pretty transparent with saying that the pack that the Wemby serial number 1 was in a web-based pack. I thought that was kind of funny that they just put that out there.
Well, it's like it's in the spreadsheets that they drop, but it has like that shows like the serial range, which they've always done. And then the
right.
pack, and then the packs, like I don't think they even would have said that, but for some reason, the packs are like considered like separate designations. Like if you bought a pack on the app and you bought a pack on the web and you got like a pre-sale pack, instead of just having 3 packs, you had 3 spots, 1 pack each.
Okay.
So their system, the way their database or their system works, doesn't combine them. So I think that's why as well. It is very interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was odd that it was out there. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It makes sense if that's how they always do it, considering it's a separate drop. I just thought it was so funny that it propped up those specific packs so much more on the pack marketplace than the other ones, because they were going for upwards of like 160, 170, right?
It reached 210. The
210?
number the number 1 serial pack was bought for $210, and then it just fell off a cliff. Like it dropped to 110 so fast. Like you blinked and it just dropped right down.
So, John, what was your I mean, I know that the numbers say it was pretty good. It was propped up with Wemby. What was your overall thoughts of the construction of this drop? Because I know that for the mechanics of it, the only issues it seems that they ran into was on the app. They had a couple of finicky things that went down, but for the most part, it seemed like relatively smooth. But yeah, what was your thoughts on that?
I think I think it's fine. I think it's definitely an interesting choice putting the best 6 players in the first drop. And I mean, I guess it makes sense to try to get some hype around it and kind of get people going again. But obviously they're not going to be able to sell these for $79 anymore, and they're going to have to lower the price quite a bit. And all the other, I mean, dude, if Eamon Thompson's going for $23, like holy crap, there's going to be some pretty bad packs coming out here.
Well, so I would assume that they definitely won't do anything else like a $79 pack, right? Like they can't, right?
No, there's no way. Because like John said, the only thing that was propping up the pack is the Victor, and even then, like with the Victor being way higher priced than we kind of thought, like even then, the fact that the EV is not that high above 79, like I feel like the next like rookie packs will be like 10 a pop, 15 a pop, like because like so many of the rookies from last year are like worthless on the floor.
Right. Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see how they do it. I'll be curious too. Like, I mean, I generally was excited to, yeah, the team hold needs to interview the dude who sold the 210 Wemby pack. We'll get Bierman on there too. And they'll do a peace treaty. But yeah, I'm curious to see where it lands. Like, I think the way they do these leaderboards, like we saw it happen with Paulo, and obviously Wemby's a much higher like touted talent than Paulo, so it makes sense that he's going to go for more of them. But the way they construct these leaderboard challenges now, it feels like this might be like its floor. Now, I would guess it comes down closer to like the 250 range once we start seeing more of the supply come out there. But I don't know if it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to go way down.
I think it dips below 200. I
think so.
Yeah, there's like around 1,400 in circulation, and there are 2,500 that are still unreleased. Like, there's just way too many. Not that there's way too many. Like 4,000 is fine, but like there's way too many unreleased compared to release. Like, and I think what Top Shot's going to try to do is they're going to try. Oh, I think they're going to use Wemby to kind of inflate the pack prices. So as they release those garbage rookies, they can charge a little more for the packs because they're like, oh, you have a 10% chance at pulling one of the lottery pick rookies, which includes Wemby, and people keep chasing those. So all those rookie packs will sell out.
Yeah.
But I think also they're going to try to be getting people to lock their Wembys. So that way, when they release the next wave, it just doesn't absolutely destroy the value. Because I think like Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, all those other guys are doomed to be like worthless. Maybe Chet will be worth like 40 or 50, but the rest of them will be under 20.
It's kind of crazy to see that. So I like Scoot's $38 right now. I just refreshed it. I think if you're Amin Thompson, you're bullshit, right? Because your brother is $38 and you're 20. Like, that's tough.
Yeah. I mean, if it makes them feel better, they'll all be down under 20 probably soon enough. But
wow, under 20 seems crazy.
I guess so what's the incentive to, because I keep reading a bunch of stuff about, oh, you're incentivized to stack and stuff, but like I don't really actually see what the incentive is.
So they do. Remember when they did those like leaderboards for the award winners last year? And then they recycled some of the moments, which they said they're not going to do this year. So like if you are on the Wemby leaderboard and Wemby wins Rookie of the Year, you'll get like a pretty unique, rare melt, if you will.
Yeah. I was just looking at the Paulo, and these freaking parallels kind of piss me off. It's kind of hard to figure out what the hell's going on the marketplace. But I'll share share that here.
All right, couponbudget.com says good. Until the Fed signals a rate cut, Wemby will drop every week. So that's good. We got to pay attention to what the Fed cut says. Zach says every rare and legendary moment of a player goes to leaderboard. A portion, that is. Okay, Zach. All right, you want me to share this again? We're pulling this up.
Yeah, because it's like, so obviously this is quad badge or whatever. Well, now it's a 5 badge because it has a Rookie of the Year badge too.
Max badge.
And this is his rare, which is now, so the rookies are not going to be an MGLE this year. They're going to be in freshman something, right? What is it? Freshman gems.
Oh,
so they'll
fresh.
So it'll be a 199 fresh jammies, and then and then they'll get a rookie revelation, which is like this one here. And then I guess they'll also get all these other freaking ones, which are, what is this? Hardwares.
Oh, those are the parallels.
Oh yeah, and then there's the honors. So theoretically, this is what Wemby's stuff will look like right at the end.
I would think so. Yeah. But
I gotta figure out how to do these parallels better. This shit pisses me off. It's like I don't even know what I'm looking for.
The parallels are a nightmare.
They did adjust the parallels, though. They're not doing it the same way that they did it last year.
How they're like shown here is just so weird.
It is weird. Yeah, Tesla. We did discuss that. We did. Veerman. Yeah, I don't. I'll be curious. So, Jeb, you think it goes? You think it goes south of 200?
I think so, unless they really figure out some sort. I mean, they're definitely. I've seen Boston based tweet out like updated like who has the most Wimbies like every day or every hour or whatever he's doing. So I think those guys at the top buying them up will like help keep it afloat because they're buying them to hold. They're buying them and they're probably locking them right away. And it's like the usual suspects. Like I see Eddie Dunks up there, like cute Nick, stuff like that. But like I don't know. There's like over half left. I feel like just because the marketplace is so efficient, like it's so easy to sell something that like people as soon as and I think people are just nervous in general, especially when it comes to money, like big picture, but also just like Top Shot because so many moments have lost so much value that if they see people start to like undercut aggressively, like that could start like a whole panic. And I think once Top Shot comes out and says, "Hey, we're releasing another chunk of Wimbies," like people be like, "Oh my gosh, like I didn't realize there were more Wimbies to come out." And I just think there's so many factors. There's for 4,000 of them, and considering we're only at like around 1,200 of them, I feel like this just doesn't last. Which is why I sold mine.
The only thing I'll push back on, I don't know how many people are buying them off the marketplace with the right now with the intention of selling them.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But there's going to be more pack drops, and then that's when more like people that are looking to flip will get them.
Yeah, John.
So,
We're
like,
gonna say?
It'll just depend. I mean, like Chris brought it up earlier. He said they leaked the Paulos really slowly last year, propped the price up along with all the challenges. So I think they'll probably figure out a smart way to do it with the Wimby stuff too. But it's I think the more interesting part is going to be like the balance of the Series 5 or whatever the hell it's called this year, Series 23, 24 is because all that really matters now, and this is no different than cardboard. It just took, call it 5 years to get to this point. But I mean, come on, all anybody cares about is rookies, right? Like
Right.
nobody's going to be stoked for the Giannis MJLE this year or whatever. Like it's just the same as the last 3 years, right? And so I think the part that I'm interested to see, yeah, they came out with a bang. They came out with these 6 rookies and got the hype going a little bit. But like, how does that continue, right? Because if if people are stacking from what I can tell, right? If you're trying to like play the rookie game a little bit, you're just trying to position yourself to be able to level up a little bit, right? To be able to like have a few of the rookie debuts, maybe burn one or two, get the rare, maybe burn one or two, get the legendary, whatever you're kind of playing in that lane. But like it doesn't seem like they're doing flash challenges this year. Like if they keep doing the $2,000 giveaway things, like nobody's gonna burn a Wimby to be a part of the $2,000, $2,023 giveaway every night or whatever. Like so there's not really other utility for really any moments anymore, right? Because they just don't there's just nothing that they can come up they can't provide anything that's of enough value for somebody to go buy a Wimby just to get something, right?
I know they rolled out or they're in beta. They're testing out a fantasy game right now, so I'll be curious to see what that looks like in a couple of weeks as more people get access to that. But yeah, you're right. You are right. I think
was that a fantasy game? Are you talking about what Bios was posting about?
I don't follow him. I know like Boston Base and Rad Dad. I think it's like VIP have access to it right now. But I think you're like picking the top 3 scores of the night or something like that, something along those lines. I bet JJL Smith
you have to pick 3. You have to pick 3 in the first. I think today's the first day, and you have to pick 3 guys that combined will score 90 points. And I think every day you have to. It's going to be a different stat, and you have to pick 3 guys that'll combine for that stat. And then if you get 7 days in a row, then you win a prize, which in this case is a common moment right now because it's they're testing it out. Yeah,
which I'm all for that. I'm not even going to make fun of that. Like I'm all for it. That shit, the better.
It's like beat the streak.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's look at us. 20 minutes on Top Shot, like it's 2022 right now, you know. So I'm proud of us. I ended up flipping. I landed a Wemby like miraculously. I know Jeb, you did too.
That was incredible. 1 for 1, Mike.
And it was so funny. I wasn't planning on. I was planning on just selling the pack, and because I was, I'm just so used to how this market usually works, where like the time to sell stuff is immediately, right? So when I saw that the pack was like, so you bought the pack for 79 and the pack was going for like 92 early on or something like that, I was like, oh man, I'm not like, by the time you like incur the fees, like I broke even. So I'm like, whatever, we're ripping this thing. But I just don't see it. I would love to be wrong. And anybody that's scooping up those Wembies, I would love to be wrong. I don't see it going to like, 450, 500. And if it does, go get them. I'm happy for you guys. But I was like, if I want to go back and buy it, I'll go back and buy it in a couple of months. But again, Paolo was the first one though. Paolo was the first one where that wasn't the case, where that as the season went on, it went higher up. So I'll be curious, but
yeah, and I think I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing as cardboard. It's not and so rare and anything else. So it's not like this is a criticism of Top Shot, but I don't know. It just seems pretty risky picking up a Wemby because he just looks, so fragile to me. So it's hard. Wow. It's hard for me to believe that he's going to make it through the season, or that they don't just shut him down and that just kills all the hype on Top Shot and So Rare, and in like the card collecting world. Because I mean, the Spurs are in no rush to win, and I definitely you talked about this months and months ago in the offseason, Mike, where you're like, yeah, Chet could win Rookie of the Year because Wemby gets shut down. Like, there's a pretty that's not a hot take. No. So I just think there's so many things that'll be pushing the price down on this guy. I mean, even if he ends up like at 200, a little under that, that's still a pretty solid price. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like it's a L, but yeah, to your point, I don't see him like shooting up past 400 and then some. It just doesn't make any sense.
No. And John, you bought what, like 30 packs yesterday? How many did you get?
Yeah, I bought them all. Reserved 50 and had a $4,500 credit card hold and didn't get any.
Tesla was saying, was Giannis injury concern when he entered the league? You know what? We didn't talk about it though, Tesla, because he wasn't. I mean,
no one cared about Giannis that much. He wasn't a high high-profile rookie.
He was Greek, not French.
That also a huge difference. That's a huge difference. All right, is there anything else we need to talk about? Is there any other like Top Shot takes that you need to Top Shot takes? Any other Top Shot takes you need to get out before we talk a little So Rare?
No.
So
pretty good.
TST's, we're going to have a good conversation when TST comes back from vacation. He's put together basically a beautiful mind of MVP takes. He sent us 14 different screenshots of spreadsheets where I can only imagine that's like John's Viagra. And so excited we'll save that conversation for when he's here so we can actually have it. But we're heading into, so we're in the midst of a game week right now, and then we have the next one obviously locks on Friday, but it's the second week of the in-season tournament. And so we've had one week of the in-season tournament on So Rare, and I talked about this a little bit with George earlier today, but let me get your guys' takes on like, I don't know if you like looked at the leaderboard at all or if you threw lineups in there, but what were your thoughts? Also, Zach, thank you for being here, Zach. Zach, we talked about the Top Shot up top, so that way you can see the first 25 minutes, and now you get to go to bed at a reasonable time. But yeah, anything like, did you guys participate in the in-season at all?
Yeah, I feel like I was actually doing pretty good in the in-season, but they don't really like. Did they? Oh, I was confused because I was like, "There's not a leaderboard. It just shows how I did last week." But I guess that's the only thing it is.
You want me to pull up the leaderboard?
Just 1 week. No, I'm 226 in the limited, whatever. So I should win some. I'm winning money right now, I think.
Yeah, you're in the cash right now. Here, I'll pull up the leaderboard. We can look at it because they do have it. They do have the leaderboard available.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Here we go. It's like on the side if you look at it. All right, hold on. All right, there we go. Yeah, so I have I did join for a new one. I'm in 298th, put up 203 points. Also, Mr. Rojas, who follows us and is in the chat a lot, is in first place right now with the 314. But yeah, so
Mr. Rojas.
I'm like, I think this is the cash line, right? $20 is at 460th place, right? So 182 points get you in there. And if you like look at your lineups, right? I had like a pretty so game week, and I'm sitting in 298th. I think
that's what I was thinking too.
I think the inverse happened of what Jeb, what we had kind of talked about before, where I think everyone was like, "Oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to compete with Jokic's and Giannis's," and everybody just focused on their champion and contender lineups, whether it's limited or rare. And I think this ended up being a relatively soft field. Do you think it was the year 2 card requirement that shied people away?
I think that's definitely a part of it because, like, you know how we talked about the cap was so high, so it's like you can really make such a juicy lineup. So it's like it would be such a waste to like have one of your new cards be kind of like a low cap guy who's going to maybe put up like a 10 or a 20. Like you have to have 3 new cards and all 3 of them have to like really have a chance at putting up a good score, you know? So I think it was the inhibitor more than anything. I think there are a lot of factors like you were saying, Mike. I think a lot of people like myself were like, oh yeah, I can't compete. And then I think there are even people like you, because you were like, oh man, I don't think I can even do this lineup. Like you didn't want to buy a limited Aiden because you thought you had no chance unless you had 5 rares.
Exactly. I thought the limited was going to be such an inhibitor. And if you go look at, I believe it's the dude who's in 3rd place, Free Con, 4 limited cards.
Yeah.
I didn't have a single rare in my lineup.
Oh wow. What a poor dude.
I know. Well, that was inhibiting me from wanting to enter the big guns in this thing because you needed freaking the new cards.
Well, so I let's say that. So Jeb, did you put a lineup in this one or no?
No.
So
I punted this week.
So after seeing the scores from the first week and seeing like what got you in the money, knowing that you drop your 2 lowest scores, right? Are you more likely to join this week, or are you still probably going to stay the course?
Well, I'm more likely to join because I have a Tyrese Maxey like season 2 card, and I couldn't use him last time. So right there, that's one of the big guys that I need that I can throw in. So I'm like, oh, okay, well now maybe I will go buy that 3rd one that I need because my Maxey is in. So there were a lot of reasons. It wasn't just because I was like, oh, I can't compete. I was just like, yeah, I would have to go and buy 3 big cards, even if they're just limiteds, to put together like a lineup that could be competitive, which like still I think is true. And I just wasn't really willing to go buy anyone. But now I think combined seeing like the field and how people did, I think it will be a little more competitive this next one because people like me who just bowed out, like they probably have cards that now will be playing. But like the fact that my new cards are in this next game week, and like I'm like, okay, it's not like insurmountable to like get on the leaderboard. I think I gotta play around with it a bit. But I think there's a couple guys that I've been looking. I've been really I've been diving so deep into the Sorare marketplace like lately. I've trying to finish editing another video that I'll put out tomorrow morning, I'm hoping.
2 videos in a week?
Yeah, like that's
wow,
like,
dude, Jeb is grinding.
Dude, we're grinding so hard. So like doing all this diving in the marketplace is getting me excited about like, I'm like, oh, you know what? Like I'm looking at all these guys' cards and I'm like, oh, this guy's like new card is like only like $5 more than his lowest card. And honestly, like I think this guy is underpriced anyway, so why not get the new card?
Yeah.
So I still got to mess around a bit, maybe make a purchase or two, but I definitely think I'll be throwing a lineup together for the in-game tournament. And I think the other thing too, sorry, I'm talking forever here, but all your cards
Cook.
have one game. So I think for me, I'm like you and I've talked about this in a bunch of different ways, Mike, but I tend to be more risk adverse. So like when I'm building my Sorare lineups, I'll take a guy that has a slightly lower ceiling but has 2 games because I'm like, yeah, I just don't want to put like a guy like a Scotty Barnes in with 1 game and he just puts up a dud.
Right.
So I think that's another thing that makes people with the same like kind of mental approach to this, like nervous about this tournament because like even with you put Gideon and Bam and they both kind of sucked.
Dude, they suck so bad.
Yeah, and then you're just like, man, like
I friggin' bought Bam and he sucked.
Well, and that's what's so crazy. That's what I mean, though. What I was so surprised with this tournament, right? Like I had a very good game from Steph. I got 61 from Steph, 54 from Kyrie, 47 from Ayton. But when I saw, because I wasn't looking at the leaderboard, when I saw I got a combined 42 points, you combine those, and it's still my worst score of the other 3. I was like, oh, I have no shot. And then I was in like 300th, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, like. We actually have a shot at this. You don't have to, it's not like a DFS tournament where you have to get every single thing right. But I think it's because I think it's going to be definitely harder for the next 2 or 3 weeks as more people are joining. But I don't know. I feel like you got shots because people don't want to buy the year 2 cards.
Yeah. And like you said, well, I think 2 things. One, the year 2 cards are a little inflated because there's not a ton of them out there. So it's kind of in a weird way we're experiencing what we experienced the beginning of last season,
right?
When we talked about that, and then also like I think a lot of people who are playing Sorare are at least semi-familiar with DFS because you know it kind of scratches that itch. And so to your point, they're like, oh yeah, if I can't absolutely run pure, I'm not even going to take a shot here.
Right.
So
what about John? What about you? Like heading into game week 2, are you making any adjustments? Wait, who just got ejected? Yeah, so Courtside said SGA is cooking. Did SGA just get ejected from the game?
That would be a bummer.
Giannis did.
Giannis did?
Yeah.
Oh,
2
Giannis.
technical fouls.
Wow. I need to know, was it a double tech or was it? God, man, I'm having a tough night. I actually don't know how much.
At least Cade will cook now, right?
Cade's doing all right. Cade's doing pretty good.
Cade scored like 6 or 7 points in the 3rd quarter so far.
Ooh, Cade's about to really cook now with no
Giannis
there.
Boys, apparently. I forgot to give you guys an update on this, but I freaking sun ran today on drafts. A 14-game slate, and my number 1 highest on player is Jokic, 101.
Wow.
27% Jokic.
Wow. For the after dark, I have 35% Jokic, which I thought was wild. But that's, I mean, for the main tournament though, 1 of 6 versus 1 of 4. I mean, that's nuts.
I mean, I have 75% Cade, so
yeah, I did. I have a lot of fucking Cade.
I went all in on Cade.
All of my swaps went to Cade, I think, because everybody's gonna swap to Ingram, and I was like, dude, Timberwolves are good at defense, so
yeah, Timberwolves are number 1.
Cade. Well, Cade's not have been getting drafted very early in the morning, right?
No, he didn't start getting drafted until. I mean, he started getting drafted later in the day. Ingram too, man. They're just getting smoked. Ingram's doing okay though. He's got 22 points, 4 dimes, and 3 boards, but they're down 20 something. So he probably is not playing the 4th quarter.
Yeah. Wanted to get a little Brogdon in there.
Hey, a little Malcolm. Dude, shout out Cade though. Cade, 25 points now. Cade, let's go. All right. Sorry, John. I feel like this 2 different times you started talking to us about what your plan was here, and then something else happened.
So I think I am gonna try to chase this a little bit. I did win I think I won a rare last week.
Oh yeah, what'd you win?
Oh yeah, I won a Malik Monk, baby.
Oh, there you go. Yo, light the beam.
So,
with Fox out too, that's a really good card.
Yeah, it might be pretty good. It's funny. All I needed to do was come on here last week and just bitch about how hard it is to win rares.
This is going to be unless something weird happens tonight, this is going to be the 3rd consecutive game week where within like 7 points, I'm not going to win a reward.
But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna. I mean, I have a little bit of ETH sitting there, and it's like at this point,
Nice.
I'm not doing what Jeb's doing and like trying to grind stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, screw it all. I'll try to find some good cards, spend a lot of cash, and try to make some good lineups. So that's what I did last week when I bought Bam, and he scored 20 points. So I mean, it's working out pretty well.
Well, speaking of spending, here's what I did today.
Ooh.
From I think it's from AD so it's this front line. We picked up an AD MVP rare card here. We picked up a Zion, a D'Anthony Melton, and then some little scrubs. Which there, man,
I like the
I'm not-
GP2 call. I feel like he's a sleeping giant, like low key.
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna share it here, but I got a tweet I gotta send you guys that I saw right before we went on live.
Oh, I know. I literally know exactly what tweet you're talking about.
It was incredible. Gary Payton got ruled out tonight. He's questionable with an illness, and he got ruled out. It was a great tweet. But yeah, I'm a little nervous because Zion just had a baby and AD just got ruled out. But the reason, I mean, I've been talking to you guys about getting AD for a while, but the reason being, I was like looking at this for the game week 2, or let me actually do it this way. Sorry, for game week 2 of the in-season tournament. Look at this squad that I was able to put together. That got me a little hyped. So we got Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Tyrese Maxey, Zion, and D'Anthony Melton as the last piece.
0 cap too. That's beautiful.
I know.
That's beautiful.
Also, Devin.
Looks like It's Hershey has seen the tweet as well.
He's seen the tweet. It's Hershey has seen the tweet. Also, I just remember Devin Vassell's back in action already. We thought he was going to be gone. So
yeah, that was a crazy turnaround time.
That was. It seemed like he was going to be out for a while. But I think, I guess what I really wanted to talk about with this, because whatever, we can talk about strategy and game theory and everything else. I would just like to commend Sorare, but also I hope that they are getting positive feedback about this. This was the thing that we were saying all last year, right? Like, just give us more tournaments. Like, I just filled out 4 different rare tournaments for this game week. The Underdog, Contender Champion, and now the in-season one. And having this like month-long contest, this cumulative thing, it's something a little bit different. I just like more of that shit, you know?
Yeah.
The cumulative stuff is pretty sweet, and they should definitely lean into that a little bit more, even if it's just like a side thing for like best month or whatever.
Yeah, and it reminds me, like, John, every time, I mean, we've seen a lot of this in the last couple of weeks with Underdog, but like they're rolling out all these different types of things too. So it's not like, hey, we're going to give you a bunch of 150 max entrants for a $5 contest, whatever. They're like, here's a 4 max, here's a 10 max, here's a 20 max, $3, $10, whatever. Like, there's all these different variations of it. So it kind of, it it's the same game, tweaks it a little bit, moves the dial a little, and also like creates different entry points, which I think is what was kind of cool about the cumulative thing too, where it's like, hey, if I'm in the limited streets, because when we talked about it when it was first announced, we are like, oh yeah, but no one with a limited account, limited collection could actually compete. And that proved to be wrong. And I think that that's like just good for the platform.
Super healthy. Because like it'll be so interesting to compare how many people played in the first week to these like next 2 or 3 weeks. Because I feel like there's a decent chance that it gets a bump up, which means which is interesting, because the other thing is the way the contest is built is you really you don't get punished for not competing in the first game week. So you're not automatically just like, okay, I'm out. Like, there's no way I'm already behind. Like, it is so easy to jump in and engage. So I think it's just designed very well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Can we talk about the instant sale or whatever thing that they added for football?
Yeah, sure.
What is that again? Or can somebody explain to me what the hell it is?
Oh, I was really hoping when you brought it up that you would have a clear understanding. We
could punt that to next week.
Yeah, maybe that could be a TST thing as well.
Wait, what? Some people super pissed about it. I'm like, I don't really understand what it is.
Our friend George had a tweet about it. Let me see if I can find it in the next like 2 seconds. I'll pull it up. Oh, It's Hershey also brought up, and maybe you guys can talk about this while I look for it, that it's only 5 out of 7 All right, here we go. Hold on. There we go. Courtside figured this out in like a couple of things. It replaced the starter packs, but it's overpriced for single players.
Okay, got it.
Price starts about 30% higher than the floor.
So if you don't, it's basically
why do people not like it?
Probably because it's priced 30% higher than the floor.
Yeah, but if you then just go by the floor, like what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why if are they looking out for the new user? They don't want to get screwed or something. Like, that's not.
Yeah, no, they're like, dude, buy my cards instead of so rares.
That's exactly what it is.
I guess maybe it's a way of. Well, I would hope that they throttle. I'd hope that they throttle down the auctions, right? If they're going to do more in the buy nows or whatever. So I would hope that it doesn't equal more supply coming out quicker, I guess is my point.
Yeah,
I don't think it would because of the fact that it's 30% higher. I think it's just to like help ease, just like the starter packs are kind of there to help like be like, hey, like here's a lineup right off the bat. Is to allow just to give people like another option to kind of help figure it out because I mean I was talking to Tandy about this actually today about how convoluted the Top Shot marketplace is, and I think the Sorare marketplace is really superior compared to that, but still like it's a lot to take in, and it can be a little bit overwhelming for a new user. So just having something where you can kind of get your feet wet, understand how the process works, and then be like, oh, okay, like I got the exact player I want instead of having to worry about the whole auction stress. Now let me go into the manager sales and maybe pick up one or two guys to build a lineup.
I also like that Courtside immediately walked it back. He was like, "Oh, don't hold me to the 30%, guys."
Yeah, that makes sense though. Yeah,
I know what you mean. Oh fuck, I was just gonna bring something else up about Sorare. I totally forgot. I don't know. I don't have anything else. I want to build an underdog pick'em for the late slate. You guys down to do that together?
Hell yeah.
Keon Ellis overs, baby.
Keon Ellis?
Or like, can we do Davion Mitchell unders? Can we do Davion Mitchell unders?
Oh, okay. All right, hold on. Let's let me pull it up here because I think let's steal the ship chasing bit too. Let's do a 3 and a 5, huh?
Yeah. I'm rather heavily invested in this night slate, and I was frustrated to see that Keon Ellis isn't even in the player pool.
I know. I'm pretty stressed about it too. I ended up doing once they announced AD out of the game. I was like, well, I guess I'll do 50. Also, Quad really wants us to do football. Quad, I can't wrap my head around the football slate yet because I haven't looked at it. But John, you know what we should do? We should take one of these shot tanks and do some playoff best ball because they already announced the contest.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
All right, I'm not gonna look at the. Let's just look at the
pre-games. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to look at in game. I can't do it. Wait, no pregame. There we go. All right, so you want to talk Sacktown and
Well, so let's talk. There's no Gary Payton.
No Gary Payton. That made me get excited about Moses Moody, but nobody else.
That's what I was thinking too.
And also McCabe, you're absolutely right, dude. Cade is on fire right now, and we love. He's up to 28 real life points. Thank you.
What if we do Moody points, rebounds, assists?
Yeah, I'm in. I love Moody. I actually was taking him in the last round, and
I took a little bit too.
Yeah,
a little bit too.
All right, so we'll start with Moses Moody. I haven't looked at what Porter Jr. is at, but I think Porter Jr. is like on a heater right now of getting over, like, I think it's 25, 24, and 23 or something like that in his last 3 games. How do we feel about the Porter Jr. points? Yeah.
And with Jamal Murray out, it's like he's getting more shots, so I like that a lot.
All right, let's find one more piece, and then we're going to save Colin Gillespie.
I'm going to say Malcolm Brogdon over on assists.
Let's see what that bad boy's at. So it's 7.5. I do like that. And this is not to neg your pick, but only to piggyback on it, Jeb. What do we feel about the 1.5x double-double?
Ooh. I mean, that makes, what is his assist?
His assist is 7.5. So it's, it's still asking for a couple more. I just feel like he's been 18 and 11 almost every single night. But listen, we don't have to do that.
That's where you being the riskier one. Like I would be like, nope, that's too risky for my blood, but I don't hate it either.
John, you can be the tiebreaker. What do you think?
I like the double. Let's let it ride.
All right, Jeb, you're going to be right here. But okay, so I have to do it on my phone though, because for some reason my computer is like, you're on a VPN.
Oh yeah, you got to like clear your cookies and all that stuff. It's so annoying.
But I like my cookies. All right, so we got Moody. You know what we'll do when we make the 5-1? We'll take off the double and we'll just do the assists. All right, so points, rebounds, and assists. Porter Jr. over on points of 17.5. Although I saw the chat saying assists, no, I'm not going to do that. And then Brogdon with the dub. All right, so God, this is going to be juicy. It's 9x if we get this right. So there we go. All right, that one's in. All right, now let's add to it. So let's take off the Brogdon. Let's put 7.5 assists. All right, I wanted to look up Gillespie just to see what this is. I want to see if they even
have his lines. That'd be amazing.
No, oh God, they hate Colin.
What about Chris Paul? What is his lines at? I kind of like a Chris Paul like PRA, like on
19.5.
I feel like an over on that's pretty decent. They don't have points.
My boy Davion Mitchell unders. Dude.
All right, hold on. Let's do wait, but you liked Chris Paul in your projections tonight, didn't you, John?
I mean, I don't know. I think it was all right. Yeah. I mean, it was basically right around the field in the After Dark one.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
But, he was right around Porter.
Here, I'll put the PRA in there right now, and then we can revisit.
Yeah, we don't have to keep it.
Wait, do they not have any Davions?
Probably not since he's not starting.
They might have pulled him. Oh, is it Trey Mitchell?
He did.
Is it? You might be spelling it. Oh, damn.
No. Yeah. Did they take that game off, or are they just like, nah, Mitchell sucks, bro?
Maybe refresh it and see.
Yeah, actually might have taken it off because he's not the starter.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, it looks like they took him off. We got Sabonis, Kegels, Harrison Barnes.
I don't feel good about it. Kings been is weird lately.
I know the Kings team has been weird. What about JaVale? No,
that's interesting. I don't hate it because
let's say Sabonis. Like is Sabonis? What about Sabonis double? Is that in there?
He's got a triple double. That might be a little too rich for my blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I feel like he's gonna eat up Ayton.
I do think he's gonna eat up Ayton. You could talk me. What about 12 rebounds?
How about Dario Saric over on points? I think he's at 9.5.
I like that more than Chris Paul.
I like that a lot.
I want to figure out Sabonis. I want Sabonis in this now because you're right. He should eat up Ayton. So yeah, over 9.5 points. Let's take CP3 off. Let's go back to Sabonis. 19. He's been so bad the last couple games too. There's like no way that happens again, right? Like they're not going to get blown out. He's going to play a full game.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I feel like points plus rebounds is a little bit better than rebounds, but I don't know.
Yeah, let's do it. Points plus rebound. 31.5 points plus rebound.
That's like basically a double, or that's like basically 20 and 10 gets you there almost.
All right, we got five. We got a fiver. So here it is for the podcast. Moses Moody over 10.5 PRA. Michael Porter Jr. over 17.5. Brogdon over 7.5 assists. Saric over 9.5 points. Sabonis over 31.5 points and rebounds. Look at us. This is a bunch of overs.
I'm locking it in. Yeah, that's how we do it.
I'm gonna do it too. So Brogdon's in there. John, how much did you put on it?
I just put $10. I suck at pick'ems.
No, that's what I'm gonna do too. Wait, okay. I thought it went up. I was like, no way. All right, Saric. Sorry, I know this is good content, and me just plugging it back in again. Jeb, what's the piece of content you got coming out? What are you working on right now?
Just another buy and sell, buy low, sell high video for game week 6.
I'm selling.
What?
I don't think so.
I don't know if I'll be able to crank them out every game week, partly because of time and also partly because I'm like, I don't know if there are 3 guys, or 6 guys to talk about or 12 guys to talk about, I should say, every week. But right now there's a lot, and I'm pretty excited. I've been getting so into this. Like, I've just been like diving down these wormholes, just like going on Sorare data, looking at prices, and like really just like crunching numbers and stuff. Feels good.
I love it. It's like, God, man, it feels good, dude. It feels
Nothing
good
like
to be
getting
back.
like a $2.17 profit, you know.
Also, hey, Cade's over under for points, rebounds, and assists was 35.5. And in the third quarter, he is now at 41 points, rebounds, and assists. So
Yes,
we love it. I could Wemby's not in the game anymore, right? I needed another Wemby block, but whatever. At least we got there.
Man, you're a
And
basketball.
Shea is going off.
Who did?
Shea's going off.
How
He's
about
going to lead the slate.
Yeah, I don't even know. Actually, let me check that right now. I can't remember. I feel like I actually do have a lot of Shea, but most of my Shea is with Anthony Davis.
I know. He's got 38 through 3, Shea.
Wow. Yeah, I have 17% AD. But dude, I ended up at 47% Kate.
Dude, I
Yeah.
have a couple good lineups here, but I have one with Embiid, SGA, Sabonis, Edwards, Bam, who needs to wake up a little, and Cade.
Nice.
That's a good lineup. That's a good lineup.
Nice.
Sabonis needs to not be a thumb.
I know.
Yeah, we need
that
Sabonis to wake up.
I want to check my crossovers. Those ones are always the most fun. I have an Embiid, KD, LaMelo, Kyrie's off to a slow start, but Jimmy and Cade, that should be live.
It's the most fun for you because you freaking won it.
Well, yeah, I want to defend the belt. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a two-time consecutive champ. That was sick. That feeling doesn't get old. It's cool to be as Jeb, and you're close, man. The Bink Boys.
Boy,
We're gonna do the Bink Boys tattoos.
I'm a Bink boy for life.
Courtside, that's great. Courtside said he's approaching 200 points in champion. That'll be the last thing we do. Let me go over to So Rare. We'll look at the contests that are live because I am in the rare champion as well. I'm not going to get there because I don't think any of my bros. Can we just look at the leaderboard? Yeah. Okay. There you go. So this is my champion. It's Steph. So I still have a Steph game. And I think it says I'm 17 points away. Zion got ruled out, but he dropped 60. Yeah, so I still got Gillespie too, baby. All right, so you have 200 points with Brogdon left. Okay, but these guys have like 300 points.
A lot more. Wait, limited champion? Or yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, rare. Oh yeah, maybe it is limited. Sorry, I went to rare.
My limited underdog might have some wheels here.
Yeah.
Cornette dropped 13. Hauser dropped 28. Springer let me down and only dropped a 4. Highsmith has 36 right now. And he had a cap of 10. And then I have Franz, who currently has a 27. I need him to go off against the Hawks, and we're really sitting pretty.
And there's only a couple games tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. You're not going against everybody. Oh, you were talking about limited. All right, my bad, courtside, my bad. All right, gang, let's call it there. So Jeb, you're busting out a video. John, you got anything going on these days besides, impending fatherhood?
Pending fatherhood and pending trying to get this project closed out at work, and that's it.
We love it. TSD is overseas right now. I'm assuming he's not here next week either. I bet we have him.
Yeah, he's gone for 2 weeks, I think.
Wow, it must be fucking nice, dude. Must be nice, dude. I hate that guy. Tomorrow we just have tomorrow the NBA bit, and we also have I'm doing a stream with Andrew Laird on the Sorare NBA on the Sorare HQ YouTube channel, and I actually have their keys to the YouTube right now, so I can see who's commenting on their stuff.
Auction that you guys are you guys doing an auction?
Yeah, it's for the Giannis. It's for the Giannis one, which I believe is somewhere. It's like at 18,000 right now, or like 16,000. Oh wow. Like that. Maybe that might be wrong. It might be lower than that. But yeah, the Giannis Unique. It's 10:30 Eastern or 10:40 Eastern. We're going live. We'll be live for like 40 minutes or so. And I'm gonna use that opportunity to make people subscribe to Team Hold. So if we get a nice
Yeah,
boost, I'll
baby.
give some stuff away. But we have that tomorrow, and then on Friday we got 2 shows. Friday we can't do the Underdog Happy Hour because we have company this week. But Friday we'll have the NBA bit, and then live before lock with George is going to be joining us, and Ghost will be here as well. Maybe we make TST join from his European vacation. But last but not least, Jeb, you told us today. I feel like we have a real UFC minute because you just threw in the chat. You're going hard on the UFC this upcoming fight.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be gambling a little more than usual on this card. I mean, this card for 295, like Jiri versus Pereira is incredible. I mean, I think Sergey Pavlovich is going to smoke Tom Aspinall, but like that's going to be a crazy fight. I think Frivola, who's this massive underdog for some reason, I think that fight is going to be just an absolute war. Like this card is just so stacked. I'm so excited for it.